It is that time. It is a Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you know what that means. It's time for the Academy Sports Show right here on whatever your favorite platform is, whether it be Facebook, you're following us personally. We are live. We appreciate you, as always, in the live feed. Or if you're on YouTube, that is the best place to find us. We want everybody eventually to get over to the YouTube, get new people over to YouTube to subscribe and trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time the show goes live. I got mine. Did you get yours?
I got mine.
And once again, Academy Sports Show, man, we appreciate you as always, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for the new likes, follows, and subscribers. We are ever growing, but we can't do it without you guys. So if you're watching right now, make sure you share to any platform you like. Make sure you tag us in it. You see Jay Will's Instagram, mine is underneath, or you can just tag us on Facebook at Academy Sports Show or IG at Academy Sports Show, and let us grow, man. We want to grow. We want new names and new faces in the comment section. We love the comment section. It's the lifeblood of the show. You guys keep us going with new topics, and it, you know, this 2021 is our year. 2021 is our year. I don't want to keep doing the semantics because we all know what's coming. So let's just get through this. Follow us on all the platforms. Follow us on all the social medias. I'm your host, Andre Douglas. And next to me is your host, Joel Williams.
What's good? I got to give a special shout out tonight. I have to. Let's just start off the show right. We're going to start it off right. Give a special shout out. Get it out the way. Cleveland! We did it, baby. But let me just give you a quick rundown of the show. Welcome to the show, everybody. You heard all the prefaces and all of the protocols have all been shouted out. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you. See you in the live chat. Deuces Dad 11. He said, I'm still hating. He throwing me some love, but he's still hating. That's fine, because there is no hateration that can steal my joy between now and Sunday at 3 o'clock. I'm going to ride this wave. My mama is in the building saying hello, go Browns. We got a great show for you tonight. We're going to make it quick. The CFP is live tonight, 8 o'clock. You know, kickoff will be around 8:20, so we're going to get in, get out. So it was a super wild card weekend. We're going to give you our thoughts, share with you what we think. What's next for the folks that didn't make it through the weekend? What's next for the folks that did? Of course, you know, by the end of the show, we will make our selection. We'll make our choices for next week. Also, the CFP is tonight. Alabama, Ohio State. Those from my native land of the great state of Ohio are hoping that the Buckeyes can pull off what some would deem as an upset and just make the weekend complete. A lot of people I went to high school with posting on Instagram right now saying, I can't wait. The Bucs can just make the weekend perfect. Let the great state of Ohio come out on top this weekend. We shall see. There's an hour and 10 minutes until kickoff. Alabama, Ohio State. We will make our picks. I don't know if you're going to be surprised about these picks or not tonight. We both got something in store, I think. I got a feeling. But you want to stick around, hang around for that. Also, other news, Harbaugh staying, Peterson's going. We'll give you our thoughts on that and much, much more at the end of the Super Wild Card weekend, headed into the CFP, with the divisional round coming up next. Sir?
Let's go. Hey, listen. Call your mama. Call your friends. Get them up in here. Get them up in the chat. Listen. As a diehard Detroit Lions fan, sir. Most of us are. Some of us are in here. It was happy to see a person that has struggled through their franchise. All you had one goal: just make the playoffs. Just make the playoffs.
That was it.
I can respect that. I can respect just making the playoffs, sir. And then you get in the playoffs. Hey, that's all you wanted. Just get in the playoffs.
I just wanted to be there.
Matched up against your division rival.
Woo!
All the stats, all
Talk
weak
about
stats.
Talk about
Beat down. The bombed up and depleted. The nameless, faceless Browns.
it. Ooh.
They are who we say they are. Little brother. And you showed up. And you showed out. Sir, the floor is yours.
Cleveland, this is for you. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. It happened. I did not know what to do with myself. I didn't know. It happened so fast. This was me after the first snap. Oh, my God. This was me after the interception. Touchdown. Touchdown. Pick. Touchdown. Before I knew it, it was 28-0.
Ooh.
And I was still scared. Still scared.
Yes.
If you have been with this organization all your life, and you've been through what we've been through, I was just happy to be here, people. But I told you tonight was the night. You wanted to be here for this because it was going to be elation, or I wasn't going to care at all. Unless it got close and we lost it on some same old Brown stuff. And for about a quarter or so, the third quarter specifically, I was scared. I thought it was going to be some same old Brown stuff. But it wasn't. Baker, let them know how you feel, Baker. They doubt you all the time. He doubts you all the time. At Dre_on air, Baker. He doubts you all the time. All the time, Baker. They doubt you. You managed the game yesterday. You did your job. And they ran that thing. And they ran that thing. And the Steelers decided to suck it up too. We appreciate you, Ben. Just like when Andy Dalton got the Buffalo Bills into the playoffs years ago and they donated to his charity. Ben Roethlisberger, we appreciate you deciding that your last game was going to be a dumpster fire. And Juju, we got to thank you, Juju. Juju, you get a special bell this week. Corvette, you get a special bell this week, Juju. You get another one, Juju. That's all we ever need is billboard material. Thanks, Juju. We appreciate it. I was scared, people. I was scared. I'm going to be honest. But I picked my team last week. I did. I picked him.
You did.
I was scared, but I picked him because I just wanted to be here. I just wanted to be happy for being here. And we made it, and we are here, and the Browns are back. Sign Baker. Extend him. Let's ride this wave. Cleveland! Right here, baby. This is for you. Woo! Man. All streaks are off. Deuce's dad 11. All streaks are done. 2020 was a horrible year.
This can't be right. Did Ben Roethlisberger throw the ball 68 times last
Yes, he did. For over 500 yards, and they still lost.
600?
He threw the ball
68 times.
Yes, he did. They have zero running game. And what I don't understand is they ran the ball well when they would run it, but they wouldn't stick with it. It didn't make sense. I don't understand if you're getting 6 or 7 yards a carry, why not just keep running the ball? But they go back to just dinking and dunking.
So
good. We got to win. 2020, we erased the drought. We erased the playoff win. And we erased the last time we beat Pittsburgh at home 17 times ago. All done in one season.
there you go. Talking for all Browns fans right there.
Yeah.
Talking for all Browns fans.
Let these Steelers fans come in here. That's right. Come in here and admit that it happened. I appreciate a man like that.
Come in here in a minute.
come in here and give honor where honor is due. Congratulations. Thank you, Leonardo. That's what you're supposed to do. When your team loses, you're supposed to hit them up, say congrats. When you're a part of these rivalries, this is what's wrong with rivalries. We don't know how to act in our rivalries. This is how you act in a rivalry. Don't talk crazy trash. Y'all lost, and you should have lost.
All right, say here's the flower segment. Give Chubb his flowers.
Run that thing. Okay?
He's a beast.
The guy.
He's the guy.
And the change up. I'm so excited. I forgot
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. The change up to Kareem Hunt is perfect. It's perfect. Like and they didn't even have to marry the play action game yesterday. They literally was able to just run the ball down their throats. So the best play of the game to me was, as far as Chubb was concerned, was really the screen because of all the different moving parts that worked. But he broke off a few runs. And then Kareem Hunt's 2 touchdowns were dog runs. The first one was a power boy. I'll meet you at the 2-yard line, and we'll see what it's about. And he got in. And the second run, he made the right cuts off of the blocks to just run into the end zone. They came out and they were tougher than Pittsburgh yesterday. They wanted it more than Pittsburgh. Juju, we appreciate
you. Coaching staff, give them their flowers, man.
Now listen, I was surprised. Like, this screams 100% unity in the staff because for a lot of reasons. You got to think about this. No head coach, right? So he's prepped. They prepped all week. He was a part of the game plan. So it's not like COVID eliminated that. But when you get into a game day situation and the play calling is being done by someone else, your head coach is the special teams coordinator, and then you still have other coaches missing. They're still missing their O-line coach. They're missing like 6 other coaches.
Right.
So all of your in-game adjustments couldn't happen or had to happen differently than they would before. Right. This goes to show you the synergy and the unity of that staff. And Stefanski, to me, has got to be coach of the year.
Ooh.
Stefanski got to be coach of the year.
Okay.
I mean, you just turned a losing franchise into a winner. Probably right on time. I think last year we were probably a year early, but I rode that 12-4 bus as far as I could. This year, we got it right. 100% great win. And with what I saw here, I now have hope. And my brothers told me to have hope. Y'all told me to have hope. Well, you didn't tell me to have hope.
I did tell you. All right, and lastly, you talked about a little bit, Baker. Go ahead. And Baker didn't throw the game for you.
Didn't throw the game for us. Made the right throws. Made them accurately. I get frustrated with Baker, and I like Baker. I get a little frustrated with him sometimes because he holds the ball too long. He didn't hold the ball. Found his receiver. The Steelers weren't doing much. Even on blitzes, I was afraid he would hold it too long. Got the ball out quick. Jarvis came up big. Hooper came up big. It was just one of those games where everybody made a play when a play was needed to be made. When Pittsburgh was coming back, Baker drives them down the field. They get a touchdown. They get a score. Pittsburgh making another run, go down the field, field goal. Pittsburgh makes one more run, go down the field, field goal. Points. See, when you get up 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, field goals help too. At the beginning, when they started to come back, I was nervous because it's like, okay, we're not scoring and they're scoring touchdowns in 1 minute and 48 seconds. But when you go back to driving the ball down the field, you make it happen. Baker, stellar game. It was not about the numbers yesterday, and it should never be about the numbers with Baker. We're not winning on his arm. We're winning if we run that thing. Keep running that thing.
Putting the ball in your dog's hands, and they'll take you to go eat.
Let's go!
Shout out to Cleveland, man. Shout out to Cleveland. Maybe next week we'll, I'm not trying to predict anything, but maybe next week when the season's over for them, we can talk about what's next.
We haven't made our picks yet for next week. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. We haven't made our picks yet.
Shout out to everybody in the live feed, man. Make sure to share the feed, man, so we can get more people up in here. We're giving my boy J Will his due, and all the Dog Pound fans, all y'all diehard Cleveland fans. This is your week. Revel in it.
Until Sunday at 3:00, revel in
it. I'm not being a hater. I'm just saying the chickens are coming to roost on Sunday. Let's just be honest.
Here we go, brownies. Here we go.
Let's just be honest. I'm just giving honesty. Okay, we're not gonna see each other until next Monday. I'm just giving honesty. All right. So the losing team, the Steelers. What do you predict for them in the future? Is it positive? Is it negative? How do they move forward? How do you predict they move forward?
So I think this is interesting because a lot of people were starting to call for the coach's head. I don't believe that that's the case. Tomlin, to me, is the right guy. The number one issue with that team is they cannot run the ball. And the number two issue is they lost too many people on defense. Like they still had Minka. They still had Watt. They still had guys that could work, but ultimately these dudes couldn't run the football. Third, Tony just said it. They need a quarterback. I mean, let's just call it what it is. This dude can't throw the ball more than 20 yards, maybe 2 or 3 times a game. I mean, he did yesterday, but not consistently.
Right.
So from what I saw a clip today on IG on NFL Films. It was him and Pouncey talking on the bench. From the way it sounds to me is this guy's done. I mean, he was crying, and the only reason I came back was for you. That sounds like this was a final year.
Well, it sounds like to me.
And so in his press conference, he said, if they want me back, I wanted to. I'd say hang it up.
They want to pay me. I mean, they can pay me.
Yeah. Hang it up. They need a quarterback. So those are my 3 things for the Steelers. You got to get a running game back. Steeler football is known for toughness. We were talking about last night. Toughness. They usually run the ball. There are names that are synonymous with Steeler football. One in particular, the bus. Running the football. Yep. They're known for tough defense. They got out tough last night. They were depleted defensively as well. And then Ben has been a staple in that offense. Quarterback marrying to a great coach, great system. They've been good for many years. However, those are the 3 areas of need in that situation.
Yeah. Later I said that we need to get younger offensive linemen in the interior, an offensive line coach that can get a running game back. Yeah, so quarterback, you definitely got it. This is definitely Big Ben's farewell tour. You got to let him go. I know he's got 1 year left on his deal, but, having him for another year is doing nothing but, delaying the inevitable, right? Last year was the year to draft a quarterback. You had a bad record. You had a good draft status. It was quarterbacks to be taken. You should have took one then. That was your mistake. Now you got to wait till late in the first round to find a quarterback. Could you find one? Yeah, maybe there's a guy, 2 guys playing that might fall. Who knows tonight? There's a guy that played 1 game in North Dakota. Maybe he's there, at that time. But, to use your first round draft pick, you definitely need a quarterback. I feel like next year the Steelers are going to be average. The Steelers are going to be average. They're going to be low tier. You got 2 young stud teams in this division, the Ravens and the Browns. They're going to be duking it out now for the next couple years for that AFC North championship. And unfortunately, the Steelers are just going to have to lay low for a while. The Steelers are going to have to lay low, and then you still got Joe Burrow, see what they can put around them in Cincinnati. The Steelers are going to go through a rebuild, and Ben Roethlisberger definitely doesn't want to go through a rebuild. James Conner is a free agent. I don't expect them to re-sign him for the money that he may want. Juju is a free agent. I wouldn't re-sign Juju for top 5, top 10 receiver money. You pretty much came on Claypool. So you got a guy there that you can kind of groom. So don't overpay guys if you're going through a rebuild. Let those guys go. Let them go get their bread and figure it out from there. So my prediction from the Steelers, at least for the next year, is going to be bottom tier, 5 wins max kind of team.
Ooh, that's that. That's going to be a major drop off to me. I'm not used to them falling that far. I don't know if that's just because you live in that division. You're just used to them being a great organization. They're able to usually retool pretty well.
The defense is nice, but the offense
has trained a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, the defense is nice.
Left, so you're probably right.
Tony said it wasn't Ben's fault. He damn near threw 70 passes. That's true. I mean, you throw 70 balls, you're gonna throw 4 or 5 interceptions. I can get that.
Yeah, but that's what they do, though. I mean, it's not. You're right. It's not his fault, but it is his fault.
I mean, they were down 30, 40.
He didn't play well.
Throw the ball.
Yeah, he didn't play well.
Right.
Like, that's what they do. They throw the ball a lot. They run. They're last in the league in average runs per game. I mean, yards per carry and average for the game. So
yeah, they usually ditch the run pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Their short passing game is the run game.
Right.
41 million cap hit. I think he's gone unless Trash falls to him in Florida. Yeah, they got to get a quarterback, somebody that the whole organization can get behind. If not, you get a 1-year filler kind of guy, and then that season you just bite the bullet, and then hopefully you get a top 10 pick. They go get Watson, they got something. Here's the thing: a lot of other teams have more to offer to get Watson. Yes. There was an article today about Tua Tagovailoa for Watson. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a situation there where you can get a young prospect, up and coming quarterback that you got film on in the NFL, and then I'm pretty sure they'll put players and draft picks behind that. There's nobody that the Steelers will probably give up to get Watson. Like nobody. Right. Like I'm not giving up nobody on that defense. I'm not giving up Bud Dupree. I'm not giving up Devin Bush. I'm not giving up Mika Fitzpatrick. I'm not giving up T.J. Watt. So all my dogs on that team is defensive. You know, a side and trade with Juju, it's not worth it. You know, so if you're and then your draft pick is super late, right? So if you're the Texans, I don't want that draft pick. I want a top 10 draft pick. I want a top 5 draft pick. And the Dolphins have that. The Dolphins have a top 5 draft pick and an up and coming quarterback. So that makes more sense than anything else. Not seeing them that far down, 8-8, 7-9 at worst. I feel that, like, because they're a perennial team. They're a perennial good team.
Yeah, that's far down for Pittsburgh.
They're a perennial good team, and with that defense, is going to get them some wins. But I don't know. He did have 500.
Yeah, okay. So here's
the 250, like 100 of that's supposed to be rushing. And it was down the whole game.
Threw it dang near 60 times. Like, you're going to have 500 yards thrown a dang near 60 times. That's like when people say, you know, well, he scored 50. Well, he shot it 40 times. Then, yeah, odds are you're going to score 50. And it usually becomes not about how many you scored, but what was your percentage shooting or throwing. And what was he? I think it was like 46 for 60 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, they were throwing against a shell of a defense the whole game. Cleveland got up 28-0 and played prevent for like the rest of the game, which annoyed the heck out of me.
3 years ago, the offensive line coach left for Denver. Smineer's family running game has been trash ever since. Hey, listen, Joey said it earlier. They are known for running, and if they can't get that right, that's crazy. I mean, I remember when DeCastro was drafted, another guy that I wanted the Lions to get. They end up getting somebody whack.
Ragnarok.
Was that Ragnarok?
I don't even know if that's. I don't
think that was Ragnarok. I think that was somebody else. I can't think of what draft that was, but I remember when DeCastro was up there, and that's probably their best offensive lineman. The military guy, he's a free agent, so y'all probably lose him. So y'all gonna get younger in the line, but even that's growing pains, right? Getting a whole bunch of new offensive linemen, that's going to be growing pains too. So I see the Steelers. I see the Steelers going through some growing pains. All right, let's stay in the AFC, man. The Ravens in the Titans game. Lamar Jackson ran that thing, got his redemption, got his first playoff win against the Titans. The Titans' run game was not there. King Henry was stopped, and the Ravens going into the next round. Are you surprised, or how you feel about the Ravens moving forward?
The Ravens are dangerous. Man, the Ravens are extremely dangerous. This was a team that everybody said nobody wants to see this team coming into the playoffs because they were getting good again at the right time. And I agree. They were probably the scariest team coming into this thing. They did an excellent job against the Titans yesterday. They loaded the box every single play. They tried to make Tannehill beat them, which I don't think that the Titans couldn't beat them like that because they actually opened up the game 10-0 and were doing some pretty good things. I thought the play calling just got really watered down for Tennessee, and they made it easy for Baltimore's defense to defend.
Yeah.
But they did their thing on offense. They played Baltimore football, and it's amazing to me because sometimes they realize who they have playing quarterback, and sometimes they do this other stuff. When they decide to just go RPO and just say, hey, sometimes it's going to be a design run, sometimes it won't. Do your thing. That's when he's lethal. And that one run he had where he should have been sacked on 3rd and 9, he ended up breaking off a 58-yard touchdown. It was vintage Lamar. He looks like the MVP candidate. The reigning MVP that he is. And it's nice to see him get his win. We wanted to see him last year get his win because everybody wanted to see that Kansas City-Baltimore. We might see that this year. Who knows? We'll pick here in a little while, but we might see that this year. They get the Bills this week. Dangerous. That's going to be scary good, though.
Yeah, same. I'm happy for Lamar. Leonardo said it. Really happy for him. Got the monkey off his back. Got his first playoff win against a rival, against a team that bounced him last year, talked hella trash this year. And so that had to feel good. Other than the run game, I feel like Baltimore was more talented than them in all the positions. But I think I picked Tennessee because they had that mental edge over them, right? They had the formula, which was just run the ball, run it down their throat, and keep running it. Baltimore had a great game plan. Lamar showed up, and you can't deny it. You can't deny that kid when he's on, working on all cylinders. So shout out to Lamar. Shout out to the Baltimore Ravens. Where does Tennessee go from here?
Tennessee says, Tennessee to me is run that back, but go out and get another dog at receiver and find a pass rusher. Huh?
Said Juju be available.
You got to find your pass rusher too. So they were like last in the league at rushing the passer. So they can't rush the passer. Right. That was one issue that they have in Tennessee. True. That's a tough team. They're always going to be tough. They're built like the Ravens. So toughness is not an issue. They hit hard. They bring it every game. The scheme is great. Go out and get one more person on offense that can work with the Henry and the A.J. Brown matchup on the outside. That dude's a monster.
Yes.
Get a guy on the other side so then we can't rotate a safety over the top to that side and balance this offense out. And then you just keep doing what you're doing. Feed that animal in the backfield and then marry it to the play action game. But now you got two weapons on the outside that can help you.
Yep. Same. Yeah, Corey Davis isn't picking up the slack on the other side. AJ Brown is definitely a beast. He's going for his money. Tony said feature Henry more in the passing game. Totally agree with that too. Like you got to give you kind of like Chubb. You got to put the ball in your franchise player's hands one way or another. Tannehill works well for that system, so I'm not going to come after him. To me, I am saying get another receiver, but they need some like another tight end too. A guy like Tannehill definitely needs an escape hatch, a guy that can just be there and turn that into something. Jonnu Smith was good at the beginning of the year, but then he got banged up. So if you can make a blockbuster trade or a blockbuster signing, if there's a guy available at tight end for them just to open up that offense, that would be great. A second running back behind Henry would be great too. So you had that dual threat, that Kareem Hunt kind of guy. That if they do some tricky stuff that'll throw it out. Yeah, Corey Davis, he was putting up donuts a lot of these games. Yeah. Like if you had him in fantasy,
he's been subpar.
He was putting up donuts, and it was very frustrating for his fantasy owner. I would tell you that. So this team is constructed. I felt like this was the run it back year. They ran it back last year, this year. So now that you ran it back and you didn't get as far, you got to make changes. And the changes definitely offensively. And like you said, the defensive too, they went and got Jadeveon Clowney. He got hurt. So they did try to address the pass rush. but that didn't work out for him. So there's always pass rushers out there. You just got to find them and pay them. It seems like the Rams bought all of them season. So there's going to be a guy out there in the market willing to get paid. So you're right. Just go get you a guy that can go rush the edge and just make yourself more multi-dimensional. But you can't just run it back because you did that already and you didn't get that far. Let's stay in the AFC. The Bills. Bills get a big win against the Colts, man. I mean, huge win. Like, the Buffalo fans are kind of like Cleveland fans right now. They're going crazy right now.
They're a couple years ahead of us. They got in already once. Now they're trying to get in and get somewhere.
They're trying to get some. Talk about the Bills a little bit.
Man, so the Bills to me are right up there with, when it comes to competing against Kansas City, they're right up there with Baltimore in regards to scary. That quarterback, you could argue, is having an MVP season. Yes, I said it, MVP season. You could say, yep, he's one of the top 3 in the league in regards to this year, performing this year. I'm not saying overall, but he is ascended. He makes all of the throws. He runs it. He makes the hard throws. He makes the miraculous plays. Then Stephon Diggs is the guy, leading the league in receiving yards, leading the league in receptions. He went to Buffalo, and a lot of us thought when he went there that Minnesota was shipping that dude off like, screw you, go suck it up in Buffalo.
Yep.
That ain't what happened. So that team, scary. Here's the thing about them, though, that I think worries me if I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. The legit run game. As these weeks go on now, as it gets tight, I get to study you all week. There's only so many teams in. We've already pre-scouted you. We know what you like to do. You're in the AFC. It gets harder. You got to be able to run the football. So it will be interesting to see when we get into that discussion, can Buffalo move the ball against Baltimore like they've done against a lot of other teams? Buffalo this year has proven they can play with anybody. They've beaten some really good teams. And the thing about it is he has proven he can win a game by himself. So I'm not saying they need a run game, but if there's a game where he is off a little bit, if there's a game where he throws a pick, if there's a game where they scheme him right and they say, hey, we're going to force you to do this,
right?
Who's going to help out? Diggs, him, perfect. It'll work. Beautiful. John Brown, he even goes to his tight end sometimes. Beautiful. Defense plays fast. Defense hits hard. Beautiful. They've got the speed guys to be able to play with the Ravens. All those things are there. Will they need a running game? That's the only thing about the Bills that I would say. If I'm a Bills fan, that's the only thing I would be slightly concerned with.
True. Yep. Moss got hurt in the last game. He's out. So they're definitely going to have to find an answer for that in the running game moving forward. And like you said, the further you go in the playoffs, you definitely need that dynamic in the run game. The colder weather gets. Who would have thought a playoff team that has Stephon Diggs, John Brown, and Cole Beasley as their starting receivers would be dangerous offensively? But that's just the kind of makeup that this team has. Like, I remember watching this team and just looking, I was like, man, how come the Lions can do it? How come they find – like, this team was trash for a long time. Yep. You know what I'm saying? This franchise was trash for a long time. They found a GM. They found a coach, right? They had great draft picks on defense. They got a good quarterback, right? They groomed the quarterback. They got offensive linemen. They got Ed Oliver. Should have got him last year. No, didn't get him.
Poor Lions fans. I'm sorry.
To be the anchor.
No matter what we do with football, it comes back to, like, you guys had chances after chances.
A bunch of ballers on a bunch of other teams that you passed up. But no, you wanted to get white TJ Houshmandzadeh. Hey, a Pro Bowl, good for you. Doesn't help. So, yeah, Bills, I mean, this was a team that was in our top 5, I want to say the last, 10 weeks of the season at least?
For a long time.
For a long time. This is a complete football team. So, like I said, the run game, or like you said, the run game is definitely shaky at this point. So you hope that they can move past that and find different ways to win. The Colts, where do they move on from now?
You know, make a decision at quarterback. Like Frank Reich says he wants him back.
He said that already?
Anything with Phillip Rivers. I'm just sorry, guys. Yes, I know he throws for thousands of yards. Yes, he can read defenses. Yes, he'll probably go down as one of the top 15, 20 greatest quarterbacks. The dude has been in the league forever, and you can't last in this league this long and not give the guys credit. So let's call it what it is. They're not going to win more than this.
Phillip Rivers is a top 20 greatest quarterback.
Top 20? Am I being generous?
Maybe top 50.
Okay. I don't have no problem changing my team. I mean, every time we call out a game with the Colts in it, right? Usually we can't pick the Colts because we believe he'll give up the ball once or twice.
Yeah.
He's always been on notoriously 8-8 teams.
Yep.
This year, the Colts had a dog defense.
Yep.
I think they'll always have a great defense because
great running game.
Yeah, they have a great GM there, great coaching. So that team's going to be in it every year. I think you can be consistently contending for an AFC South title. I just don't see him going any place in the playoffs with a lot of these other teams around the AFC. Mm-hmm. Phillip Rivers, to me, isn't going to carry him anywhere. So I guess you decide, do you bring him back or not? He was on a 1-year deal. So do you bring him back or not? If not, though, you're going to Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah, here's it. Like, so I think they knew they would be good. They just needed a quarterback to help them get over the hump. He did that, right? He helped them get over the hump. They got in the playoffs, and the defense did his thing. The running game did his thing. Did great drafting, great. I mean, the rookie took him a while, Taylor, to get his feet up under him in the NFL, but once he got going, he got turned, right? This is now you got to run it back and see what you can get. So you get Phillip Rivers another 1 year. It's not a lot of veteran quarterbacks out there that can probably do better. Like, who you going to get? Cam Newton, Ryan Fitzpatrick, you know? So this is the veteran that you know. You guys got good synergy. Unfortunately, this is going to be a running back year for them. And hopefully they can go another round better. You know, that defense didn't get, worse. They still got
they were really good and they tailed off a little bit at the end.
Right. So maybe they needed a little more help in the secondary or up front. But at the end of the day, this team did compete all year. Like, there was not a loss where it's like, dang, they don't belong. You know what I'm saying? So this is a running back year for the Indianapolis Colts. Unless, Andrew. But I doubt that.
Right.
I'll say his release is so whack. That's why he throws interceptions. Yeah, he's just like –
Punt.
All right, on the NFC, let's get the wackest game out the way. New Orleans and Chicago, man. New Orleans just did what New Orleans was supposed to do.
Yeah, they won. They weren't flashy, but they won like they were supposed to. That game was boring.
Yeah. Where did the Bears go from here?
Blow it up. Blow it up. You shouldn't have been in the playoffs anyway. But, hey, you're there. Can't take that from you. Arizona should have did what they were supposed to do. They did it. Blow that thing up. The Mitch Trubisky project, it should be done. The Matt Nagy project should be done. Just think, just a few years ago, the 49ers fleeced this front office into thinking that Mitch Trubisky was worth something. They traded up and got Mitch Trubisky and gave the 49ers a berth to the Super Bowl. And the rest is history. This team sucks. So just blow it up. Just blow it up and start over. Need a new coach. Need a new quarterback. Start over. Or go back to being mediocre and let Cam Newton come play in Chicago so I can take my son to see him play twice a year.
It's not a lot of scenarios where a coach makes the playoffs and you say fire him.
Right.
Kind of backed into it. Like, you guys had a strong start. Strong enough to back into the playoffs where you lost like 6 out of your last 8 games.
We never believed in them. When they were 5-1, we were like,
Yeah. And just still found a way to back into the playoffs. So yeah, new coach, new everything, get rid of Trubisky. This team isn't good at anything, right? They're okay at some things.
Real good defense. No, I'm sorry. They can rush the passer.
Yeah, Khalil Mack is the best thing on this team, and he should ask for out. he should he should salvage his year somewhere else because this team is definitely going to be rebuilding. Yeah, just get rid of it all, kick it all out. For them, I'm sure their fan base wish they didn't make the playoffs, so then they'll have a better draft
Right.
because they're going to be struggling for some years. No quarterback, no coach. This is not an ideal place to coach. I don't see no coach wanting to come here to try to pull this team up by the bootstraps. Leonardo said it too. New coach in Chicago. All right, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay played the.
Jeez, who did they play? Who did they play? That's weird. Oh my god. They won.
Tampa,
who did they play?
Tampa Bay played Washington.
Oh, God. No wonder. That's easy. Easy to forget. No wonder.
That is so bad. That is so bad.
That shouldn't happen.
That was so bad.
We're supposed to be a sports team.
Tampa Bay played Washington, which actually was a good game. It was actually,
really wasn't.
It's the underdog story, man. Heineke, man.
Did you ever believe that Washington was going to win that game?
Listen, Heineke was balling. I just wanted to see Heineke keep balling.
It was a nice story. Was it a good game?
No, I mean, not overall. That defensive line that everybody thought was going to get Tom off his spot didn't really do that. Yeah. Heineke kept him in the game as long as possible. That brother's going to get a backup job.
Yes.
He's going to be the first call. The highest paid backup is Heineke. Bought him a position somewhere. No, Heineke did not get a starting job. Nobody's checking for Heineke right now. Unless you're Bill Belichick and trying to figure out, how you can make him into the next Tom Brady. But he's definitely going to be the best, highest paid backup, being there. But shout out to that kid, man. He definitely made his mark in the playoffs. But Tampa Bay did Tampa Bay stuff. AB got in the end zone for Fournette. So Washington, man, I don't know. I think this is a moot point.
Just keep doing what you're doing, Washington. Just keep doing what you're doing, which is actually not much. You made it to the playoffs with 6 wins. So just be happy you play in a crappy division for the next couple of years and just keep building it. I mean,
they started the dog though. That's a dog.
Yeah, they started right. Like you build it. They built their defensive line. Go build your offensive line. Go get a quarterback. Go get it all. Yeah, this team is years away. They got the right man in charge. This team is years away from making something happen.
Yeah. Alex Smith?
No. Let it go. Great career. Hey, man, congratulations on being able to come back from what you did. You almost died from a leg injury. I'm just saying.
All right. And then Saints. No, we already did Saints. What's the last one? Oh, Rams and Seahawks. Man. Woo. Ooh, this game right here, man. It was just pressure. Pressure is the name of the game. Pressure.
All day long. They had Russ and them looking. They had them looking bad.
Pressure. It was pressure. All pressure.
DK was mad, but then he scored. But they were still off of pressure. It was off of like him on a scramble. Man, I'm sorry, man. Like that defense in LA is for real. Bunch of all-stars.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Sean McVay, man. Definitely a little redemption. They had a down year. Now they got back in the playoffs, making noise, beat a division rival. And listen, their phases, like they were equipped to beat Seattle, right? Yep. Like when I say I want the Lions to win, you have to make your team equipped to beat Green Bay because that is your closest rival, and that's the person you will have to go through to get to where you need to go, right? So you have to equip your team to get Aaron Rodgers off his spot, to contain Devontae Adams, to box in Aaron Jones, right? The way the Rams are constructed, it says, okay, what do Seattle do good? And we're going to find a way to mess up everything they do. Russell Wilson is, he's a great quarterback. We're going to get the best pass rush we can buy, right? DK Metcalf, great one-on-one receiver. We're going to get the best corner money can buy. Like everything that Seattle does well, we are going to try to find the kryptonite for it, and that's our team. So they did a great job constructing this team this year. Kudos to Seattle, man. They tried their best, but like they couldn't protect Russ. So maybe that'll be a highlight of what do you think where Seattle goes from here? Because this team started real fast, and then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe Donald is right now. There's no word on whether or not he's playing this weekend. I believe he will play. Listen, I'm gonna say this: Seattle is not the same Seattle. Russ cooked and was carrying them. And the moment that fell off, they fell off. He needs help. He's got his receivers. He's always had them. And I'm talking about that whole group. That whole group. Tyler Lockett and them boys. Like, DK is that guy, but them other guys that play really well.
He tried to get AB. Remember?
Right.
He was trying to get more help.
They don't run the football. They've got guys that are talented, but it hasn't worked out well. And that defense isn't the same that it used to be. So they've got some holes. That system, again, that organization, they're known to plug those holes and plug them well. But he needs more help. We saw him having an MVP season to start, but that caught up with them. Everybody figured it out, kind of figured them out, stopped that passing game. They can't run the football, rush the quarter. And if you've got a D-line that can rush 4, then you got a good chance of beating them, and that's what happened. So they just got some holes to fill. But that team's going to always be a running back team until they decide to just blow it up. And blow it up, I mean get rid of the coach and kind of start it all over again. But that ain't happening no time soon.
No, I mean, they got the formula right now is just put everything on Russell, right? And that, you feel like when he first got there, he was a game manager. They had a great team, and now they want to see him ascend, but really the guy still needs pieces around him. Defensive line, definitely number one. Like, they're getting zero pressure. And that defense was a wet paper bag all year. So, I mean, you might have to look up breaking that linebacker for it. Definitely keep Bobby Wags, but KJ Wright, Shaquem, all those guys are on a hot seat right now because the linebacker crew was not great this year. The defensive line crew was not great this year. You got to do something with that defense. You're going to have to go ahead and buy you a defense. Buy you an offensive line because protecting Russell Wilson should be your number one priority. You see what your division is now. Right? Your division is they coming after you every single game. So you have to get the proper protection. So you're going to have to go ahead and buy you an offensive line and buy you a defensive line. I think you can hold off on receivers for now. You can hold off on tight ends for a while. You gotta work on the trenches if you're the Seattle Seahawks on both sides of the ball. All right, so that's everybody. That takes us to the games this weekend.
Yes. Let's pick them.
So we got a little pick 'em going right now. Put your
pick 'em
in the chat. Put your picks in the chat. Put your picks in the chat. Let's start in the NFC right now. The trilogy. Tampa Bay and the Saints.
Whew.
Will Tom Brady lose to the Saints 3 times in 1 year?
This is your guy, so I'm gonna go first and then let you have it. This is your guy. This a lot riding on this because you, sir, had Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl this year. So this weekend, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, part 3 in the Dome. I'm calling it. Brady's going home early.
Ooh.
Saints win this one. Saints win this one.
Ooh.
Saints win this. Ooh, the Saints win this game. Yes, the Bucks look good, but again, it's gonna come back to bite them. They never remain consistent. Consistency's been their issue all year. I'm calling New Orleans beats them because that New Orleans defense is going to knock Brady off his spot, which is what Washington was hoping to do. I think New Orleans defense will do, and they will squeak out a very close game. New Orleans will win this game 27-24.
Ooh. All right, Kobe says Tampa Bay. What up, OG? OG says the Saints. What's going on, man?
OG. OG, Papa OG, no, that's OG.
That's OG.
Yeah, that's OG. Well, that's Papa in OG's profile.
Lino says Saints. Kobe says next. Not even going to be close. Ooh. All right, so listen. James says the Saints. Shout out. What's up, James? Welcome back to the show.
Cleveland!
34-20 Saints. Ooh.
That's a blowout.
So, yes, I've been on the Tampa Bay bandwagon. Tom is my guy, my favorite player. I am a front runner when it comes to Tom Brady. That's my guy, right? Tampa Bay, it's been like this all year. They've had good stretches. They've had cold stretches. But their cold stretches definitely alarm me the most because they've lost to every playoff team on their schedule, right? So that alarms me the most. They looked good last week, but it was Washington. The Saints, to me, the Saints remind me of the Broncos, man. It was like, Peyton Manning was a shell of himself. He was really relying on that defense and that running game to keep him afloat, and I feel like that's what Drew Brees is doing right now. And right now, that defense and that running game is elite right now. I mean, Alvin Kamara, the switch up with his backup is good right now. The defense is playing all cylinders. The way the Saints have been handling Tampa Bay these two games, though, I don't know what coaching, like what wrinkle you can put in there to make that competitive. So I'm going to backtrack for the sake of my record, and I'm going to pick the Saints on this
one. Whoa, I just knew you were going with Tampa Bay.
I'm going to pick the Saints on this one. All roads look like the Saints on this one. I'm going to go head over heart on this one. I want to see Tom keep going. He needs my doubt for him to progress. So I'm giving him extra doubt. It's like a spirit bomb. He wants all the doubt to come to him so that it powers and fuels him. So I'm giving all the doubt to you, Tom. That way you can power through and get to next week. But my head is right now saying the Saints right now. My head is saying the Saints.
That sounds like you picked Tampa Bay, but you throwing it out there like it's the Saints.
All right, screw it then. I tried to be political. Let's go, Tom. Let's go, Tampa Bay. Tom Brady all the way. Let's go.
I'm
picking Tampa Bay. I tried. Whatever. Tampa Bay.
I'm giving Brady a push. Whatever.
We're in there, Kobe. Let's go. I'm giving it to him, man. I can't go against the Kobe, man. I can't go against it. It might be the passion of Tom Brady tonight, and all Monday morning people's gonna be like, "Is this the end of Tom Brady? Tom Brady looks like a 40-year-old quarterback."
Right.
Like I can see the Monday morning on that, but I gotta go with my man's, man. I'm gonna wear my shirt, even though it say Patriots, but it got Brady on the back, so it don't matter. TB12, let's do it.
All right, there you have it.
Let's stay in the NFC. We got Rams and Packers, man. That right there. Can the Rams keep up with the Packers, and can the Packers put something on the board against the Rams?
I'm scared for my pack.
That's a toss-up right there. That's 50-50 split.
I'm scared, but I still got a Green Bay in this game. The reason being is because I don't think – and this is the thing. I don't know if the Rams' offense can keep up. Because you're still –
Rams' defense keeps them in the game.
But I think the Rams' defense is going to keep the Rams in the game. But the Rams defense, this ain't Seattle y'all playing against. This is a really good Packers offense. Even with Bakhtiari out, this is a really good Packers offense. And will they slow them down? Yes. Will they keep it close? Yes. Will they win? No. Because I don't think the Rams are going to be able to score with them. Goff is hurt still. That running game is questionable. They only run like 8 plays a game. It's the same motion, jet, give. I mean, it's the same stuff. Ultimately, I like the Packers in this one. I think the Packers win this game. A nice one, OG, 24-17. I'm calling 27-17 Packers.
Cooper Kupp playing. They did that.
Questionable. They're thinking he's going to play.
Okay. All right, so here's the thing, man. That the way that they're constructed, right? Get Aaron Rodgers off his spot, man. Just that pass rush. Can't really run against them because they're so mobile on the edges. Aaron Donald, man, you double team him, you letting 3 other dogs loose. Jalen Ramsey versus Devontae Adams. That I would hate to say that shuts him out of the game, but to me, that shuts him out of the game. Jalen Ramsey has literally put the clamps on every dog receiver he's come against in the league. The stats prove it. He's shut down every single guy he's went against this year. So you're telling me Devontae Adams is going to be the anomaly? I can't believe that.
No, I'm not telling you that. It's 3 other receivers and a tight end on that offense. That's why I believe the Packers will outscore them.
Ooh.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't need to be knocked off his spot. That's not the concern there. You knock him off his spot, okay. And be honest with you, he might know what spot you're trying to knock him off before he even snaps the ball.
I'm picking the Rams.
You're picking the Rams?
Rams. I'm picking the Rams, bro. They got the formula. They
don't have the offensive formula.
But they do, though.
Leonardo just pointed it out.
Cam Akers.
Rams will hang, but Goff can't throw in the cold. The thumb's going to bother him.
He's a professional.
One hit on the thumb in the cold. That thing's going to be aching the whole game.
Okay. Minus injury, barring some injury, I'm picking the Rams.
He's already injured.
As constructed, I'm picking the Rams.
All
right. Their play action, Cam Akers has been tearing through the league all year. Not all year. Second half of the year. Definitely catching his stride. And he's not even multi-dimensional back. They literally just line it up and run the ball all the time. And then once these linebackers and safeties start coming down, play action. Ding. Play action. Ding. Cooper Kupp. Play action. Ding. What's the other black guy name? Ding.
Robert Woods.
Yep. That's all they do. It's monotonous, but it works.
Donald's not 100%.
I'm picking the Rams.
All right.
I trust Aaron Donald. He hurt, but I trust him. I'm picking the Rams.
And Lee Corso just picked Ohio State to win tonight. Wow.
That's not a good. What's his percentage?
I don't know.
Like 40%.
That's it.
All right, let's go to the AFC. Ravens at Bills. That's a fight. That's a fist fight.
Man.
That's a fist fight.
Man. This and the Packers game is going to be 2 best games of the year. I mean, best games of the weekend. Oh,
Ravens. That's a fist fight, bro.
Huh?
That's a fist fight.
It is. It's a toss-up. Coin flip. My coin says Bills.
Ooh, Bills. The most complete team. They are like truly a complete team. Bills. No running game though. Like if you gotta find a knock somewhere, they lack the run game.
Here's the thing. he can. I think Leonardo said it. He can stand there and sling it. He can stand there and sling it. I'm sorry. I believe in them this year. He can stand there and sling it. He can be knocked off his spot and sling it. He can be going out of bounds and sling it. He's real. It's real back there. I'm going Bills, and I think the Bills might jump up on these guys, and they won't be able to come back. It will be a slobber knocker. But I'm going Bills in this one. Uh-oh. Dre's frozen. He thinks I'm frozen, but he's frozen. All right, so that means I'm gonna keep talking. Yeah, going Bills. Dre looks like he was questioning that, so I'm gonna jump over to everybody else. Let's see here. James said he wants the Ravens to win for revenge purposes. Right, I feel you there. There's a revenge factor, but sir, who's gonna win? Ooh, 31-28 Bills. Good call, OG. OG, you're on fire tonight. I feel like OG's on fire tonight. 31-28 Bills. I'm going Bills, and I think this is a high scoring one as well. I'm gonna go 34-24 Bills. I think the Bills end up running away with it at the end. And I think they jump up on them a little bit, but then they make it a fight, and then they run away with it at the end. So I like the Bills. And Dre went back to work. I'm sure he'll jump back in here any moment. Now, when he comes back in, he'll give his pick. Let's go to the other game, though. Let's go to the other game. The pregame showcase is on. We're going to give you our picks and get off here in a second. But, kickoff still is probably about 18 minutes away or so, or maybe 10 minutes away or so. Let's go to the other game of the weekend, which is Kansas City and Cleveland. Now, I'm going to get hyped right now, and that we need to actually predict this game. And I already know what everybody in this chat is going to say, except for James, my mom, and my dad, and anybody else from Cleveland. But before we go there, Dre made it back.
I don't know what happened to Malachi.
Who you got, Buffalo or Baltimore?
I guess during this whole time I should have figured out who I was going to pick. I'm going to go Ravens.
Okay.
I'm going to go Ravens. I'm going to go with the most dynamic person on the field. Okay, I'm back up. Hold on.
You can't. You could have stayed on your phone and then. Oh, okay. No, he's back real fast. So there we go.
There you go. I'm gonna go with the most dynamic person on the field. I'm gonna go to Ravens. Hey, I'm sorry. I had to go make some money real fast. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pick the Ravens. And I feel like this is gonna be one of those low scoring games. It's gonna be like a 17-10. Something like that. Real low scoring, but just Lamar does Lamar things like he did last week to help eke that out. Last second drive, he's got to make that run. Bills because of Josh Allen, 31-17. Ooh. Josh Allen has fans, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
He's ascended. People believe in him. Okay, I see you. All right, to the game. Ladies and gentlemen. We almost at kickoff for the college football playoffs, so let's get this in. Who you got? Kansas City or the Browns?
Leonardo says KC's winning 42-13 because the Browns have no defense.
Hey, long as Jackson ain't starting that corner, you'll be all right.
Kobe said, come on, bro. KC is not even going to be a game. Don't be disrespectful. Do not be disrespectful. Don't disrespect my team, okay? Don't disrespect my team. James, Look at James. Step out there, James. Step out. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Step out there, James. James, born and raised, baby. As I always say on my social media, Cleveland born, Shaker raised. I cannot pick the Browns this week.
Man, your credibility is on the line right now.
My credibility is absolutely on the line. As a sports talk show host, I cannot make an accurate a judgment here of saying that the Browns are going to win this game. Thank you for a great season. We made it to the playoffs. All those streaks are over. Let's look forward to next year. We can talk about next week what we think the Browns need to do. Hey, man, listen, this might not be pretty. I'm going to call KC on this one. Here's my score. KC 31-17. Let me just say this, miracle on the lake. Look at my family. They're coming through. All y'all Cleveland fans, I love you. If you were sitting in my seat, though, you'd have to do what I'm doing right now. How do they win? How do they pull off this upset, right? That could be a fair question. Run that thing. Your best defense is your offense. Cleveland has to have, and I think I heard somebody say this on Get Up this morning. Olowski said this, and I agree with him 100%. Cleveland has to have 3 to 4 drives that last 8 to 10 minutes apiece.
Oof.
And they have to end with touchdowns.
A lot of first downs.
Yep. Run the ball. They have to end with touchdowns. Make a quick throw here, quick throw there, screen, run the ball. Got to end with touchdowns. And you have to play them like Cleveland played the Warriors and won the championship. Slow the game down, make shots, get back on D. There it is. But unfortunately, I think this is where the road comes to an end. Although we come. So, yeah, 31-17 KC, man. I can't. But listen, you want to be here next week if an upset happens.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I'm just gonna do this the whole. Say something. If upset happens, you want to be here.
AFC Championship,
right? And I will be watching this game with all the hope in the world, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I'm gonna believe until I can't believe anymore. But I don't think we're gonna win this game.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I wouldn't expect nothing less.
Kobe, shut up. I was in the wrong key. My bad.
Yeah, I'm picking Kansas City. I mean, this is not hard for me. 40-7. It's like, no. Listen, a week off for KC. They might start slow. Listen, that game against the Steelers, it was just karma. It was just karma. I mean,
it was.
I mean, a missed snap between a veteran quarterback and a veteran veteran center. You know, the interceptions. It was just like it was gifted. That thing was just like, you deserve this win. This karma has been deserving to you for years.
Gods are on our side.
Football gods blessed you, sir. This week you're gonna have to play football. This week you're gonna have to play football against the reigning, defending champions of the world, the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's like, bro, that got L all over it. So, I'm not going to be disrespectful and give you a score, but it's going to be Kansas City, and you know it's going to be Kansas City by the third quarter. But shout out to the Browns for making it this far, because I would be ecstatic if it was the Lions. So I ain't going to crap on you, bro. But you definitely drew a bad card on this one. I would have definitely picked the Bills or the Ravens.
Yeah. Dang it. Yeah, it comes to an end this week. I'm sorry, family. It comes to an end this week.
Bro.
Yeah, Cleveland's gonna. They got to have long drives, and if they don't get those, it's not gonna happen. But if they do, James, you're a diehard. I'm a diehard too, James. But if I wasn't in this seat being recorded and have to be held accountable for this, I would go ahead and say it. And matter of fact, if they win next week, I'm gonna be like, I told you. Oh man.
Ooh, let's see. Hey, listen, if Stefanski gets this dub, just give him a 10-year contract right now.
Right.
Just give him a 10-year contract because that man is going to be Cleveland royalty for the rest of his life.
Kobe said you're savage for that comment, brother.
Hey, listen.
Third quarter.
It's just how I feel.
I understand.
It's Kansas City. I mean,
I know.
Listen, you get Ward back. You got to get your defense back. You got to get all those COVID guys back and make it a fair fight. You know what I'm saying? But that Jackson guy, the dude with the dreads, he was getting torched in man-to-man coverage. I mean, it was obvious. They had to play zone because every time, man-to-man, I'm going right there. Right there. every single time. All right, so we coming up against it. Quick, very, 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 very quick hitters. The Jim Harbaugh has been extended right now. He's been extended as the Michigan head football coach until 2025. Any reaction to that?
When you cut a man's salary by $3 million, but give him another 5 years, what does that tell you? 2020, they played the safe option. Now you can justify paying him $4 million and still being mediocre. Moving on.
I like it. Harbaugh for press. All right. Talk about a man who got a statue that Philadelphia should love for life. We're getting him a Super Bowl. He got 5. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? Who was going to go? And it was the coach.
Yeah. Surprised the heck out of me. But remember when we talked about this, we both said usually there's something else that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like all of a sudden Wentz wants out. You know, it's like there's usually stuff that sparks that doesn't get out to the media. And so the meeting with Peterson and owner Jeff Lurie didn't go well. They tried to have a second meeting. That obviously didn't go well either. So it was the coach.
Yeah, that's the easiest one to get rid of.
So y'all still need players.
If you ask the city, though, the city probably was like, let Wentz go.
Oh yeah, the city would probably say Wentz because you typically don't fire Super Bowl winning coaches.
Right.
They usually run themselves out of town, which he might have done that, seeing that there was something going on with him in the front office.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, he put y'all in contention, right? Wentz was playing hot garbage. He started the rookie. The rookie won you games up to a certain point. You saw what he can do. If that got him butthurt, your starting quarterback, he should have just played better at the end of the day. He didn't play better. You chose the guy you paid close to $200 million to instead of the guy who won you a Super Bowl. So, and that wasn't even the guy slinging the rock when you won the Super Bowl. So, and then you got rid of the guy who won the Super Bowl because he was a threat to the guy you just paid close to $200 million to because his ego was fragile.
Right.
So, Eagles, you're not going to be good for a long time.
Right.
Not long. All right. Last but not least, college football playoff kickoff is coming up. Who you got? Put your scores, put your picks in the chat. It is time. Alabama, Ohio State, right now. Who you got?
Hey, man. Oh, this is a hard one. Hey, Ohio State. Buckeyes. 42-35. Buckeyes.
I have to score 42 points.
42-35 Buckeyes.
Oh, there you go, G. 58-50 Bama. No defense whatsoever. 58-50.
Come on, Big Ten fans. You got to be a Big Ten fan tonight, right?
You do. But this is recorded. I'm picking Bama, man. I'm picking Bama. I don't know if this is score 45-35. I don't know if that's even possible. Somewhere in that realm. They're in the 40s, Ohio State's in the 30s. Huh?
James picked 45-35 Bama.
You did?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm picking a 10-point win for Bama. Just too much. But I definitely want Ohio State to contend. I definitely want them to contend. I definitely don't want this to be a blowout. I want this to be a game. And I want Justin Fields to shine. And then we'll talk about next week how his stock went up to maybe number 7 to the Detroit Lions.
Ohio State's down 13 players?
Yeah, that COVID thing is ridiculous.
Oh, no. I'm out. I'm out. Bama 48-35.
You don't even know which 13 players.
13 players. Bama 48-35. I got my pick in before the first handoff where it was Sherman.
That's whack. Boo. Boo.
13 players, bro.
Boo. All right, this episode was sponsored by Mike Vaughn's Plumber Votes, licensed insurer Vaughn's Plumber provides top quality services at great prices. Whether it's getting up the cold water, proofing, or daily home services, we suggest you call the man.
313-304-7786.
VaughnsPlumbing.com. Gives you a map of all the areas that they service as well as the services that they provide. But we suggest you call the man.
313-304-7786.
Something just happened to you.
Yep.
Because he is the real MVP. Shout out to all the commenters, man. Shout out to everybody rocking with us. We appreciate you as always. Thank you. If you watch the show right now, please share it to whatever you're watching right now. Share it to your Facebook, your Twitter, your TikTok, whatever you do, share it. That way we get more people in the stream. That way we get more commenters. That way we get more publicity. And if you're on YouTube right now, make sure you trigger that bell. So that way you get that notification every time we go live. So that way we can be with you and you can be with us every Monday morning and every Monday evening. And if the Browns win on Sunday, you want to be here.
Next week.
Call your mama, call your pal. We going back to Arkansas. We going back to the Cali Sports Show. On behalf of myself, out there, Douglas Joel Williams.
Hey, see you next week. Enjoy the CFP Championship tonight. We'll see you guys next Monday.